Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton. We're back in the Minton Bourbon Bar at Casa de Minton. How we doing today?
Great.
It's awesome.
We're doing good.
It's good.
Once again, why we can't have nice things. We bring Jared along. So we got Jared with us tonight.
Well, I was gonna be a lot louder, and I was like, I can't blow everyone's eardrums out. That wouldn't be good.
I appreciate
that.
Appreciate you bringing your nice subtleties to Casa de Minton.
I brought calm Jared.
I think I like calm Jared.
It got really quiet after I said that.
Yeah.
It was kind of disturbing.
Yeah. And Nick and Barbara Brock are in the house.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
No problem. Now, listen, I should be thanking you. Like, as much time as I spent at your house, I shouldn't be like, what are we doing? What do you want to open? What are we doing? It's crazy. The worst part is I still have probably 6 or 8 boxes in one of my rooms back there that I can't get to because it's still got a bunch of shit in front of it that I can't even get out. Like, it's
Oh, dear.
I know the feeling. I was actually trying to help somebody out.
Most of it is Starlight, with all fairness.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Somebody was asking for like an old Star Batch release, and I was like, going, I think I have one. Then I just literally spent a half hour pulling out boxes, pulling out each individual bottles that I'm trying to figure out where it is.
So I will say I'm at least, like, I probably have, like, all of my honey and all my maple syrup in one, and then I have, like, all of my store picks that I did, like, in separate little box sets and stuff like that, and then I have some other odds and stuff. But they be, like I said, they're not the easiest to get to. I think there's still a lot of, like, animal stuff and stuff in there. We have a lot of animals in our house.
Sounds like we need to go
I've noticed.
fishing.
Fishing.
Go fishing.
There we go. I guess
Let's
it's good.
go fishing.
So, anyway, we are trying a couple of Michter's releases from the last couple of years. One is the Michter's Toasted Bourbon, and the other one is the Michter's Barrel Strength Toasted Rye.
What are the proofs on these?
So on the Toasted Bourbon, I want to say they're 94 proof, if I remember correctly. 45.7, so 90.4. Okay. And then the Toasted Rye is 108, if I remember correctly.
Whoa, that's a...
Yep, 108. Yep.
Okay. That's more of a jump than I was expecting.
Yep. So, but we'll dive in on the Michter's Toasted Bourbon, which, by the way, this is probably like a top 10 bottle for me, maybe or so. Like it's been a steady goodie, you know. But maybe over the last year, now, I've not cracked this bottle in probably 8 or 10 months, so it's been a while.
So where would you rank the Sour Mash Toasted that we had back at
So
the Bronx?
I thought it was a
Bourbon
good
Bar?
bottle, but I mean, to me, I don't know if you remember our conversation about that. Like the first couple of Michter's Toasted Sour Mashes I did not care for. The one that we tried this year, which was I think the 2021 release or 2022 release,
2022.
it was actually it was way more enjoyable than the last two that I tried. So that being said, 2014 is my favorite Michter's Toasted Bourbon. This is my second favorite Michter's Toasted Bourbon. Okay. So
Nice.
What year is this one?
2018. So this one's 2018, and the Toasted Rye is the 2020, and it's batch number 2818, and then the 2018 is batch H1191. So nose
Smells delicious.
it's because it is delicious, but
Well, I mean, yes.
It's like a buttery caramel, almost like doesn't get that sharp sweetness you get off of Werther's, but some of that deep other flavors you get off of Werther's.
a little bit of caramel, a little bit of toffee.
Lovely char note.
Yep,
I know I said that earlier, but man, I mean, and plus it being a toasted, but it's a
little marshmallow.
lovely char
Maybe a
note.
little bit of like a caramel corn.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming up with that.
Like
Like caramel
topping,
popcorn?
the
Yeah.
topping for it, yeah.
And those are kind of
Yeah.
more marshmallowy
Yeah.
kind of anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that.
Rice Krispie treats.
I could see that as well. Sorry.
It's like that buttery, like marshmallowy.
Yeah.
Is there almost a little bit of
There's some spice
on there?
absolutely.
Or something?
There's some rye in there for sure.
There's rye.
There's for sure. All right, I'm gonna hit that pool.
What were you gonna say, Nick? Well, after you finish taking your sip, I'll...
Go ahead, you keep talking.
No, wait, I mean you're good.
Okay, mouth
I
of the
mean-
south.
I mean-
Keep going.
Sorry. Hey,
It's always nice if there's not dead air. So,
I know.
mean,
That's why I was gonna when I looked over, Nick was gonna say something a minute ago, and then he was mid sip, and I was like, well, never mind. I'll just continue talking. Everyone can listen to my lovely vocal tones.
Hey, usually it's me telling some story.
so
I can kill dead air. It's not gonna be any.
So for me,
anything
this
worth
is
it down.
like everybody knows I love OFO, right? Like, so for me, this is 1910 on steroids. Like, it's just like toast, marshmallow, a little bit of cherry. It's got some caramel. It's got some deep. I mean, it hits in all the spots. That marshmallow and that like mid palate, like where that like sweet like chew comes in.
It doesn't have the mouthfeel though of the older 1910s, not the newer style labels.
Are you talking about like the 117 XXO, or are you
No,
talking about
we're
like
talking
you're talking
about
about like the OG original 1910s that came
1910s,
out?
yeah.
The original label.
The original
Yeah, no, I know
labels,
what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to go back.
To me, that one was had a lot richer mouthfeel, but that's just me.
I don't even have it. I don't. I'm surprised I don't have an old label here.
Oh dear.
I've got all the new label shit. I've been drinking through them all. So
Now, one thing is interesting is that, at least for me, I got to try it again, but the finish didn't last very long.
no, it's a very quick. It's a smooth
Yeah, it
finish. It goes in. It's not even like it's like basically like to the uvula. I mean, it's a quick finish.
Yeah.
But this is just to me. I just love this pour.
A little bit. There's like a tiny lingual, as you said, around the tonsils,
Yeah,
uvula.
yeah. The rye is actually all the rye spices at the end. Like for this, and that's one of the reasons I like this is because to me it's just got just that rye amount of rye, and then you get that toasted like that nice oak note right at the mid part of your tongue to the finish.
Is it almost a little nutty at the end?
Yeah, a little bit of nut.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would probably give it more of a pecan note than
Yeah.
probably like a peanut or something to that nature. But that's the way I would go on that one for sure.
We got hand gestures going on.
I know we
over
got
here.
hand
I
gestures.
can't tell if Barbara's trying to fight me and like throw down or what's going on.
Has nothing to do with you this time.
So we put a drop of water in there, which I will tell you, I will every now and then put this over a block of ice, which is unusual for a 90 proof bourbon for me to do that. And the reason being behind that is that I like some of the more of the sweet notes that come out of it.
I get more of a rye in the nose, though.
So yeah, the rye does come forward.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but if I throw it on a block of ice, like a big rock, by the end it's just completely watered down, and I don't enjoy that portion of it.
Yeah.
I like the first third of it, and for third to half.
For most bourbons, I
and
agree.
Then the last part of it, I'm kind of like, I could
Yeah.
put it down
Whiskey
the drain,
Stones.
but that's just me.
Drink it faster.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'm
that
not going to
too.
argue with you, but
I was going to say it, Nick, but I'm glad you got there.
Or whiskey stones.
I don't like the whiskey stones. They
I
don't
don't
cool
either.
it down enough. If I was going to...
Huh?
Well, that too.
Well, yeah, I prefer it
Guess that's
neat.
also-
I do
Yeah,
prefer it
agreed.
neat.
I do too.
But my thing is like I said, if I have been known, especially like in summer months, like with this especially, like I'll throw one rock and a big rock in a glass because they melt a little slower. Those clear
Yeah,
ice balls
yeah.
do, and I'll let it roll off that way.
Okay.
You could do that,
True,
or
true,
you
true, true,
or
true.
you could just throw the bottle in the freezer for 35, 40 minutes.
I've thought about doing that, but...
Now, the other whiskey stones that you can get is actually like metal ones.
Yeah.
And they will
Yeah.
cool it down very fast. If you
Okay.
put one or two in there,
Absolutely.
No, like
Because
for the
I've
smaller
seen like the
glasses where it have-
silver, the stainless steel, like the big stainless steel silver.
Yes.
Yeah, those things work really, really well. We have some
Do
at
they?
the house.
Okay, maybe I have to invest in those.
Yeah, just be very careful when you're putting them in.
Give an investment. Invest in the best.
What are you saying? You don't want to drop it from 5 feet above the glass and hope it lands softly?
All right, Michter's toasted rye barrel strength. Definitely some rye, got a little fruit. Man, what is that sweetness?
That's the dog in the background.
You can hear
for
Boo.
anyone-
That's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
gonna say, for anyone that's
You
curious.
can hear Boo's collar going. Chick, 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 chick.
You said this is 108 proof?
Yeah, 108 proof.
108 proof? Okay, interesting.
So the toasted barrel comes through.
I'm going to, on the nose
Little bit of oak.
immediately, I like this one a little better.
Yeah, it's got definitely a more complex nose.
But that, I don't know. That's just me, though. I didn't even look at the color on this. Is delightful, though. I don't remember what
Yeah.
the other one was, but
The other one's a little lighter. The other
Is
one's
it?
it's not quite as dark as this one.
The rye, at least on the nose, is very similar to both the barrel strength rye and the single barrel rye.
Yeah, yeah. I would agree with that.
do you think that's the proof that's making this darker?
No, I
No,
think it's probably.
absolutely
I think it's
not.
probably
Just watered
the
down
the
there.
double oaking and whatever they're
Okay.
getting out of that extra barrel.
I don't know if less water meant.
I think these are like
Basically, but-
6 to 7 year old
Okay.
bourbons that've been double oaked or toasted with toasted barrels. Or
Yeah. So, stupid question. When they
Stupid
do
answer.
do they it toast obviously the inside of the barrel? Do they also? Does everybody toast the heads, or is it?
So
some
typically
toast
it's
the heads?
toasted heads, and then sometimes they'll do what's called an alligator char on the inside of the barrel. Sometimes they actually just toast the barrel. So I mean,
Okay.
it's just everybody's different.
Everybody's
so
different, okay.
1910, if I remember correctly, it's
Theirs is
it's
an
an alligator
alligator
char,
char.
right, with toasted heads. So,
okay.
And I think Woodford is actually just a toasted all around. So,
Okay.
all right. So
What was that?
Do you take a pull, Nick?
Yeah, I
All
took
right.
a pull.
All right. Oh, you
I
sound
just
disappointed.
did too, and I can see exactly where he's going
There's
now.
a reason why I'm a little disappointed in it. At least for this one, it's
It's probably let me take a pull because
All right.
I've actually not tried this batch. So.
Yeah, you
Okay.
might want to try it, and I think you'll figure it out from
And
all
so,
of our other conversations.
while you're kind of sitting there processing it. But yeah, for me, the first hint originally, I started getting kind of floral, segued into a little bit of mint,
Yep.
and then I get kind of just a little bit of a chocolate aftertaste to
Yep.
it as well.
Yep.
It kind of segues into that, but
Yeah,
that mid,
you don't like that mint. It's a lot of mint in the middle.
This one's a rougher mint than
Yeah,
this
it
this
is.
one
I've
is
had
a
before.
higher mint
Yep.
flavor.
Is that what that is on the sides of my tongue that
Yeah.
I tasted?
Yep.
Okay, I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
I won't say I didn't like it. I just was not ready for it.
I actually
whatsoever.
don't mind it. Like, me and Nick typically have a very similar flavor palette, or palette as far as like how we enjoy and where our mints will meet our mouth. I will say this though, I've been drinking a lot more high rye stuff lately that I've been getting a lot more mint. So I think I've maybe trained my palate a little bit more in that sector because I've done a lot of barrel picks over the last
Right.
few weeks and months. So. That being said, I think that because of the sheer amount of like 36% rye and stuff like that, I think I'm getting a little bit more used to that mint flavor. So,
Okay.
like I said, I'm not as offended by this as you guys are because I
Well,
could see
Nick is
Nick's
like,
face when he was like, "Whoa."
Well, I'll say I've already took the second and third pull on it, and that mint has gone down.
Yeah.
In its initial flavoring on the tongue, and it's segued to a little bit more kind of like a darker chocolate to me.
Yeah, there's some more chocolate.
Yeah.
There's actually a little bit more of the sweetness is coming through too. I'm getting a little bit of fruit sweetness, and I'm also getting a little bit more of what I would say is probably a caramel. But I'm gonna drop a couple of drops of water in here.
So
Good
I've
Lord,
never-
I drank so much I can't hardly get my finger down in there.
That's what she said.
So I've never had menthol anything, but was that like initial it was more of maybe the second sip was it maybe more mentholy?
No.
No, it's
No,
just
it's
mint.
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
100%.
But then again,
mint.
See-
with all fairness, I've never smoked a cigarette. I've smoked a lot of shit in my life, but I've never
Yeah.
smoked a cigarette.
Okay.
So that being said, no, I don't get menthol.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all
Yes,
fresh.
yes.
Yeah. And that might be part of it too.
Well, the bourbon.
The bourbon wasn't, the rye was.
but everything else was. Yes.
The rye opens up on the nose with a little bit of water.
I'm gonna be honest.
The mint fades away on
Yes,
the
it
water,
does.
and I get more. I get a little bit of floral. Chocolate kind of goes away. That sweetness kind of, it's still there. It's very subtle,
Yeah.
but it's more kind of that baking spices floral.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
a lot more baking spices are coming out, but yeah,
Yeah.
like a floral. I still like. I'll be honest with you, I like this with a drop of water.
I agree with that. I like it better with a drop of water.
Yep, it does take away a little bit of the bite from the mint for sure.
See, I was gonna. Oh, I haven't sipped this one yet, but I like this one better than the bourbon. Just neat, straight up. I know. Trust me, It's confusing the heck out of me too, but I do like this better than the bourbon. But
It's all right. We're confused too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
Listen, Jared's
We
often
stay
confused.
confused with him.
listen, calm Jared is confusing Jared.
That's right.
Yeah, we got to fix this.
It's all good. We'll start pouring other shit in this glass. We'll see.
Bring
what
it
happens.
on.
I will tell you though. I mean, the nose. It's just it's so much fire, but it's like it's got so much complexity on the nose. It's got a lot of rye spice, but it's got a lot of other complexities to it.
See, again, I haven't taken a sip, but that nose is much better than.
Yeah, I mean it's a great nose for sure.
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, but I think you're getting a lot of that oak and those tannins from that oak.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Get a lot more of that
tobacco
seed-
leather up at the top there.
Yeah, you get also the,
Yep.
I call
That may have been said. Sorry.
It's all right. No, it hasn't been said yet. But I was gonna saying more like I typically say like seasoned wood because there's wood that has gone aged well, and then especially if you use it in multiple things, it
Right.
typically turns out that kind of smell. It's weird. I will say it almost has like a dusty smell to it now.
yeah, I can see where you're coming across with
I
that.
get that.
I get a
Especially on
little
the finish.
like a cedar almost. Kind of that sweetness that you get out of the
So,
nose.
Like 291.
I don't know that so I was going to say more like the 291 and almost like that aspen. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's
yeah.
the aspen that I'm getting
Yeah,
more like.
it's like that more of a rich like pine type
Yeah,
Yes.
smell to it.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
When I think of cedar, it's to me it's not quite as rich as that pine smell. Yeah.
Rich Corinthian leather. Sorry, that was a Deadpool
Once,
joke.
once again, dude. I mean, just out of nowhere, something comes out of Jared's mouth.
Sorry. You say cedar, and it makes me think of mahogany, and then it makes me think of Deadpool and Rich Corinthian.
No one
leather.
cares.
Yes, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Nick, thanks.
I know
Thanks,
no
Nick.
one cares, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Just ask my wife.
We don't have to ask her. We know.
So, what type of blackmail did you have on her to get married?
Oh, good one.
What do you? I mean, what kind of blackmail?
She had to say "I do" too. You couldn't just force
She had
it.
to agree.
What kind of blackmail do I not have on her? That's the better question.
I mean, we already heard a bunch of stories. We can probably go off. We can talk about those off air.
Listen,
I love it.
this is why tequila volleyball happened, is because I had blackmail on her, so now she has blackmail on me.
There you go.
But the problem is I'm just
We
going
all
to tell
have
the
blackmail on
I'm
you.
going to tell the blackmail, so then it
We all
becomes
were
not
on that
blackmail.
call.
That's always been my problem. Like nobody can get anything on me. I just tell everybody everything.
Exactly. That's the best. That's the best philosophy. So.
Anyway, all right. Let's pick these. For me, I'm gonna go Michter's Toasted Bourbon, then Michter's Toasted Rye. So bourbon rye for me on this one.
Rye bourbon.
Rye bourbon, okay.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going with the rye bourbon.
Rye bourbon.
I do believe that Mr. John over here
Bourbon
is
and
going the
rye.
same
Bourbon
way.
rye.
Bourbon rye, but the rye with a rock.
Or yep, rye with a little bit of water. Yep.
I don't know why. I for whatever reason tonight I just like that rye better than that bourbon. I
It's
don't know.
impressive.
It's weird.
We'll take it.
But I'm busting up Jared's cherry on the rye. I like it. I like it.
I love it.
All right.
Glad I wasn't an actor because I'm pretty sure I went like this and then turned my head the other direction.
right.
I'm pretty sure you did too.
So that's what we got for these Michters. We got the Michter's Toasted Bourbon, the Michter's Toasted Rye. Looks like the bourbon just slightly won today, but the rye came in a close second for sure. So
No split decision.
Was it split decision? I didn't hear John. Sorry.
Oh, I said.
Did you say rye?
Yeah, he said rye
All right,
bourbon.
split
Sorry,
decision
yeah.
again. All right. He was so quiet about it. He was like, I don't know what he was saying. I didn't get it, so I just took the
No,
five.
he was
the five I could
pointing
hear.
towards me as I was saying it to
Oh.
agree with what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why I was pointing to but I also
I'd watch out
just
for them
keep
too over there, man. They're like tomfoolery all the time. These two. Charlie's
Those are-
Angels over here.
Charlie's Angels.
well, I don't know.
I was trying to be nice. Okay, God, let it go. Let it go.
The birds were flying.
I
That's
just
right.
wanted to be known that John is definitely not Charlie. He's definitely he's supposedly an angel.
Evidently. Anyway, that's our review on these two fine bottles. If you want to find Bourbon Barrel Talk, you can find us on the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Instagram. You can also download every episode through Spotify, iTunes, whatever your favorite medium is. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're always glad to have you. Make sure you share an episode. That's my ask of this year for 2022, or 2023. Make sure you share an episode. Like say, hey, these guys, I love these guys. Listen to them. And that way everybody knows that, Bourbon Barrel Talk is your bourbon podcast of choice. So this is Scott signing off from Casa de Menton with Nick, Jared, Carl, Barbara, and Mr. John. Peace out.
Peace out.
Have a good night.
Deuces.